I was watching a video of Steve Harvey talking about male and female relationships. A lot of what he said made sense to me, and for sure there were some people that came after him. He said there is fundamentally no such thing as a friendship of men and women, and that it is fundamentally a dynamic of the man trying to get his foot in the door of a romantic relationship, and the woman not letting him cross that line from friendship. Now, of course, there can be groups of men and women, classmates, co-workers, groups of travelers, but I'm talking about something more specific here. How often have you seen one man and one woman being absolutely best friends, hanging out together, going to the movies and loving each other's company, apart from the friends group, and still being platonic? I, for one, have never seen it happen. I know there's a few outliers, but there really is no such thing a girl and boy being best friends, without any attraction between them. It's just unnatural. Haven't you heard women say this? He's such a nice guy. My friend Gary picked me up. David gifted me this on my birthday. I think to myself that women deep inside knows that the guy she's calling a friend is doing all this because he feels attracted to her and wants to win her over. He's like an orbiting planet just wishing it could fall into the star. So what does the woman gain out of this? And why does she keep pretending she doesn't see the obvious fact that he wants her more than as friends? To me, that's clear. Keeping a glimmer of hope alive means that guy will go and do anything for her just for a chance to make her like him. And she can have a degree of plausible deniability while still enjoying the benefits that the man brings. It is often just a kind of frame control. In the situation where you are the one that wants something she holds, she has power and control over you, and she will keep using that as a rope to play you. Your emotions and your libido will do all kinds of chores for her, starting from doing her assignments in school to doing her dishes if she asks you. And the society we live in today expects men to not have a problem with this. But it's impossible to blame the wider world, because I believe men today are some of the most non-assertive they have ever been throughout history. This is why my first priority is setting men straight and fixing their mindsets. I'm sure most of men in the world who have a woman in your life that you want to attract and get out of the friend zone can relate to this. Women like that will ask favors of you. They will ask you to do random things and chores to test the waters. They will keep pushing as far as you allow yourself to be pushed. Remember, there's an easy determiner to see whether or not she is using you. Are you putting more into for her than she for you? Are you doing more things for her trying to win her approval than she does for you? If yes, chances are she's just using you. And if not, test her. Ask her for a favor back, and you'll see how quickly the dynamic changes. Some women will even feel insulted that you ask something of them. I was reading a Reddit thread earlier. It's basically a red pill for women called Female Dating Strategies. And on the platform I saw many women talking about the benefits of keeping many betas in orbit and getting the benefits they provide. It's a common occurrence for women to keep several men at a distance and leech off of the resources and duties they provide. But I never blame that on women, because it is the men that are stupid enough to allow themselves to be used. I remember once there was a girl trying to catch me in an orbit, sometimes acting on and off and showing interest, and leading me on with a kind of flirtation at some points and being platonic other times. I realized this, and I knew she wanted to do this under the garb of being friends. I decided to put this to a little test. One day I pretended that my car broke down and I needed her to pick up urgently because I had to be somewhere important. I mean, we were friends after all, right? No, it was at just that moment that the garb came off, and I was almost rudely told off. Almost in a manner that she even found it offensive that I would dare ask her to do something for me. It's almost as if she felt the dynamic had been flipped, and she had restored it to its natural order by force. To me, at least, it was a revelation. The hotter the woman is, the more men she has orbiting her, and doing things for her. So don't be just another one on the list. Listen, I get that you're a man and you have needs for partners, companionship, love, but the way to do that is not to circle around a woman you like, do things for them like their personal assistant, and hope that they finally turn around and find you irresistible. That's not how it works, and it has never worked because the entire frame of the relationship is based around pleasing her from the start. No woman in the world wants a man that bends her rules, routines, and life just for her. Instead, he wants someone that she can change for, a life she can be a part of, not one that becomes an indistinguishable part of her. I would say this is the greatest difference between a masculine man and a beta orbiter that can't even say assertively that he wants to live with the outcome. The moment that she becomes the center of your world, that's when she'll lose interest in you. But it's hard for most men. I'd say 90% of men are hopelessly stuck in their emotions for women and have no idea what path to take if they want to turn that into a relationship. Understand that if you're being used in a platonic relationship by a woman and being played for a fool at the hands of your libido, then it's time to man up and walk out. Your self-esteem and ego should not allow you to become a tool in someone else's hands. It would disgrace your masculinity if you think simping around is gonna turn women on. It displays a lack of character, dignity, ego, and assertiveness. I'm fond of something that Tristan Tate said. He gave a very accurate description of simping when asked about whether him leaving loving comments under his girlfriend's pictures counts as simping. He simply said that being a simp means being in a relationship with an unequal exchange, and my relationship with my girlfriend is reciprocal. That made so much sense to me, and I think it applies perfectly to the idea of women using men in the name of friendship in this context. If there is an unequal and non-reciprocal exchange between the two of you, just walk out, because you're not being valued enough, and your desires for moving forward in a relationship aren't coming to fruition. This is the message to young men, and I think they desperately need it. They are sorely lacking some of the most important qualities that has defined men and masculinity for all times, and now they are suffering the consequences. A few of those traits is the ability to be assertive, have an ego, being able to walk out, and remaining stoic and dignified. This is the message I want to give out to young men around the world. I want to play my part in raising a new generation of fulfilled, happy, and masculine men. And this is why I created this channel. It is the culmination of my efforts to bring you the most important knowledge, expertise, and experience I have gained in my entire life, to help you make that transition from a beta to a confident alpha that commands attention. In this fight, I need your support. So like the video and subscribe for more amazing content. There's so many more videos in the pipeline that you shouldn't miss. Until next time.